Welcome everybody. I'm Craig Mott, Managing Director of Bluefish444. We're doing a video case study today with Jonathan Smith from Jasco. So firstly, I'd like to introduce Jonathan and get you to tell us a little bit about your role, Jonathan, and the role that you play in Jasco, and a little bit about Jasco.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. So Jasco is a systems integrator in South Africa, in Johannesburg. We're an Avid reseller, Avid Elite partner. And we focus on everything broadcast, from studios to big system integration, OB vans. We specialize in post-production. So my role as technical manager in the team is to make sure that we stay on top of new technology, make sure that we have the best partners on board, and also to make sure that the technical team understand what they need to do, push business forward, and offer our clients a great solution, offer great support, and offer great service after we've installed any product.
How did you first learn about Bluefish444 and IngeSTore Server?
Well, Bluefish, the Avid and Bluefish partnership has been there for a while. So we know that Bluefish is a very trusted and reliable I/O card that connects and functions with Avid Media Composer. But it was when we were approached by a customer to offer a solution for an IngeSTore Server that we started looking at the other products that Bluefish offers. But that's when I first got introduced to IngeSTore, and immediately, just running through the specs on the internet, on your website, I immediately saw that this was a good product, and we definitely needed to investigate this for the customer.
Tell us a little bit about the opportunity that you identified for IngeSTore Server with MBC.
So MBC is Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation. Jasco itself has a long-standing relationship with MBC. So when they approached us for a specific project, in this case the IOIG Indian Ocean Island Games, they said, we have everything Avid, but we want to see if there's another opportunity or another product that can service us. And that's when we decided to definitely look at IngeSTore. So what they requested from us was that they needed to have access to growing files. And when we had a look at IngeSTore, we did our investigation. And that's one of the first things that caught my eyes when I had a look at your website, and specifically IngeSTore. The ability for the editors to start working on growing files while it was busy ingesting.
So if you could describe what was involved in the deployment for MBC and for specifically the Indian Ocean Island Games. So how many servers from Bluefish did you deploy? How was that integrated into the workflow? Some of the technical background, like network infrastructure and the storage it was connected to?
So for the Indian Ocean Island Games, we decided to go for two IngeSTore servers. We connected them to the Avid Nexus E4 range of storage, where they would then record the files to. The network infrastructure, we deployed Dell switches for this specific installation through 10 gig connection. The deployment of the IngeSTore server and hooking that onto the network that we installed was very easy. It was a very simple product to install. It was very intuitive. There was no funnies, and I would say within a couple of hours we had everything working.
So the IngeSTore workflow for Avid Media Composer offers an AMA linking workflow through plugin system.
Yeah.
How did your customer find that workflow?
Very, 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 very good. Very simple. It was easy to use, installing the plugin on various NLEs or media composers. As soon as the file lands on the storage or the workspace, the AMA linked it into the media composer application, and they could immediately start editing. And as the file grew and the recording, carried on, it just updated within Media Composer.
Do you have any way of being able to quantify in terms of hours saved or dollars saved that the advantage that IngeSTore Server was able to provide compared to their previous recording workflow?
We had editors that could immediately start working. There was less pressure on the editors. There were less pressure on the producers, as well as the shows that they had to deliver to. Everything arrived on time. We didn't miss one deadline. And that I can definitely attribute to the fact that the guys were able to start editing immediately. They didn't have to wait for files to close or for us to chunk up the recordings into 20-minute segments or half an hour or an hour segments. They could immediately start working, and that makes all the difference.
Are there any specific features that you're keen to look at for IngeSTore in the future. So we have some interesting developments occurring at the moment. So we have a remote client, a HTTP client, which is it gives you the ability to control IngeSTore over a network through a standard browser, so that the operator doesn't need to be at the IngeSTore server, and also proxy generation.
Proxy generation is something that I know that MBC would be very interested in.
Have MBC continued to use IngeSTore Server and the edit while record workflow that IngeSTore is offering?
Yes, definitely. It's used daily. They do record their feeds coming up from Studio, so that all gets pushed down to the Nexus storage, where the editors then rework that, package that, push that to various platforms. So definitely yes. And any events outside of the facility, that all gets pushed into their recording or their router, and then that gets pushed through to the IngeSTore, which is recorded for either backup or for editing. Yeah, as you know, we've not reported any faults, we've not reported any problems, and like I said earlier, it's used on a daily basis. So rock solid, definitely.
Good. We were able to set this up with you remotely. I remember it distinctly. You were calling Tom from MBC in Mauritius, and we were helping you with getting the licensing approved and generally commissioning the 2 units that you purchased. How did that process work? Remote installation. How was that for you?
Very good. I mean, the service that you guys offered us during the installation, and specifically with such a high-end event for Mauritius, was outstanding. I remember us having conference calls in the morning. You know, it was your night time and our morning. So, you know, even given the time difference, the response from Bluefish and the support team was excellent. You guys understood the pressures that we were under, and you assisted us in that. And you know, even going working after hours to make sure that we could install and commission and license the service so that we could start our testing.
Thank you very much for your time and for your custom, and we look forward to continuing to do more business with you.
Thank you. Likewise, gentlemen. Thank you very much for a great product. Thank you for your support, and yeah, we appreciate you guys.